Hi, this is Merlyn, and you're watching her digital clone. Yes, my clone. Since this channel is all about making AI work for us in the most practical, powerful ways, I figured it was the perfect moment to let the tech do some of the heavy lifting. I used HeyGen to create this digital version of me so I can drop ideas the moment they're hot without waiting for cameras, lighting, or retakes. And that matters today because we're stepping straight into one of the most important shifts happening in the AI-powered creator world, the rise of the dark horse algorithm. What if the video that changes your entire channel's trajectory is already sitting on your dashboard, ignored, underestimated, and wildly more valuable than you think? Not because it's weak, but because no one else has recognized its spark yet. That's the pulse of the dark horse algorithm, a way of spotting videos the platform hasn't learned to reward yet, but will. The second you start noticing those early signals, you stop chasing trends like a late guest at a party, and you start arriving before the invitations even go out. You know that feeling when you've poured everything into a trend-driven video and it still gets buried? That's because you're competing in a stadium already full of creators screaming the same idea. The dark horse algorithm changes the game entirely. Instead of chasing, you scout for overlooked content with massive intrinsic value, the hidden gems sitting right under everyone's noses. They don't shine at first glance, but they have a heartbeat. And here's the fascinating part. These dark horse videos don't feel successful at first. They feel quiet, subtle, almost forgettable. But they carry a different kind of energy, the kind that shows up in small but meaningful bursts. A comment that reads like discovery, a share from a niche corner of the internet you didn't expect, a completion rate that's suspiciously high for the view count. These aren't flukes, they're signals. Early signs that your content touched something the algorithm hasn't mapped yet. The reason this strategy works so well is because platforms aren't built to predict culture. They're built to react to it. But creators, we get to sit at the boundary between curiosity and conversation. We feel the shift before the data does. We sense when a topic has emotional weight, even if the search volume is nearly zero. The dark horse approach taps directly into that creator intuition and amplifies it with real-time signals. You're not guessing, you're listening. You're noticing the tremors before the quake. There's also a psychological trigger at play. People love being early, being the ones who found it first. Dark horse content feeds that instinct. When viewers feel like they've uncovered something overlooked, they share it faster, comment deeper, and form stronger emotional ties to the idea. That early adopter excitement becomes the fuel the algorithm didn't know it needed. And once that cycle begins, it compounds, turning a quiet spark into a wildfire. Another reason this approach is so powerful is because undervalued content isn't overcrowded. You're not climbing a mountain already packed with creators. You're claiming territory while it's still undiscovered. That gives you room to experiment, refine, and build your voice before the mainstream shows up. It's the difference between being an echo and being a pioneer. When the wave finally hits, you're not scrambling to keep up, you're leading the conversation. And emotionally, there's something empowering about this. Instead of feeling like you're at the mercy of a secret algorithm, you begin feeling like a co-creator of your own momentum. You don't have to wait for permission to pop. You don't need a lucky break or a shout out or a viral trend. You just need to recognize the potential in content others have overlooked, including your own. That moment of recognition is a confidence shift. Suddenly, you're not chasing the platform, you're working with it. This is why creators who adopt this strategy grow differently. Their success feels grounded, earned, repeatable. They don't rise by accident. They rise because they've trained their eyes to catch what most people scroll past. And the more you practice spotting those early signals, the more natural it becomes. It turns into a rhythm, almost instinctive. You post, you observe, you notice a flicker, and you act before anyone else sees the spark. I first saw this play out when a tiny educational channel posted a video about quiet quitting long before it became water cooler talk. A few hundred views trickled in, nothing wild, but the comments felt electric. People were tagging co-workers, debating the term, almost acting like they'd discovered a secret. That's a signal. A week later, niche creators picked it up. A month later, major outlets were quoting the idea. That once small channel became a go-to voice in workplace culture, all because they recognized early sentiment before the numbers caught up. Same thing happened with a lifestyle creator who casually mentioned an obscure productivity method called time blocking 2.0. It didn't trend, there were barely any searches for it, but small subreddits began circulating the clip. Engagement grew sideways, not huge views, but fast interaction. She followed up with a deeper dive, and that video took off, cementing her as the authority before anyone else even knew what the term meant. A travel vlogger experienced it when he covered a nearly unknown coastal town. The video sat quietly until a micro-community of digital nomads discovered it and passed it around like contraband treasure. That small surge nudged the algorithm into testing the video with broader audiences. By the time big creators swarmed the destination months later, he was already the name tied to it. Sponsors, partnerships, everything. Because he rode the early signals instead of waiting for mainstream hype. And then there's the gaming creator who reviewed a dead indie title for fun. The view count was modest, but the comments had a tone you can't fake. Hold on, is this game actually good? That's curiosity momentum. Within a couple of weeks, streamers picked it up, the developers released updates, and demand surged. His review became the anchor point for the game's comeback. Or the finance creator who explained a tiny regulatory change barely anyone cared about, until suddenly everyone did. The video simmered slowly, pulling in viewers hunting for clarity in niche communities. Debate threads formed, shares grew in clusters. When the story hit national coverage, the algorithm pointed millions to his breakdown because it already had the most engaged conversation built around it. All these creators mastered the same thing, catching the whisper before the shout. The dark horse algorithm isn't about massive search volume or explosive trends. It's about recognizing the early traction no one else is paying attention to. Engagement velocity on small view counts, comment clusters signaling real discovery, shares happening in tight communities you never targeted. When you learn to see those sparks, you stop guessing, you start predicting. That's when content strategy becomes fun. Scan your own videos for microsurges. Notice which topics trigger unexpectedly passionate responses. Lean into long-tail keywords just beginning to warm up. Follow a small win with deeper expansions to claim territory early. Create for the early adopters, the people who build momentum long before the mainstream arrives. And when your dark horse starts sprinting, amplify it with collaborations, shorts, and cross-channel pushes that reinforce your position as the early voice. This is the shift creators are stepping into, not reacting to trends, but shaping them. Not fighting for visibility, but capturing value before it becomes obvious. The dark horse algorithm rewards the creator who sees what others skip past. This is Merlyn, or today the digital clone version. And if you want more high energy, deeply researched breakdowns that help you use AI to grow your brand, your business, and your creative impact, make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, and tell me the next topic you want me to break down. The future belongs to storytellers, and now, because of AI, that future belongs to you too. I'll see you in the next one.